Good morning, my friends. We are getting ready to start on a multi-week journey through the book Chop Wood, Carry Water. Super excited about all these chapters and the tremendous amount of wisdom and insight that this book can help you discover. And we can come alongside you as we go along this journey. It really supports our school's mission statement, creating opportunities for you to develop your student growth, your student ownership, your student leadership, and the service of others. Really excited about this. Chop Wood, Carry Water, How to Fall in Love with the Process of Becoming Great by Joshua Medcalf. We're going to start right off in chapter 1, appropriately called, wait for it, Chop Wood, Carry Water. Here we go. For as long as his family could remember, John and his younger brother Jordan had been in love with the samurai culture of Japan. When John was only 8 years old, his family visited many places in Asia. He and Jordan excitedly explored every place they visited and dreamt of returning one day to become their favorite type of samurai warriors, archers. I'm going to turn my walkie off. A year later, tragedy struck as the family was in a bad car accident and Jordan was severely injured. The rest of the family was pretty banged up, but Jordan, he was barely hanging on to life in the ICU, that's the intensive care unit. For the first few months, John sat at his bedside, only leaving the hospital to shower 2 times a week, reading him stories through the day about the samurai culture that they both loved so much. And every night they would fall asleep to Jackie Chan movies. John's parents even let him miss the first month of school. Eventually, after 5 months of being in the hospital, Jordan was cleared to go home. The doctor said he would never be able to walk again. He would never even be able to talk or feed himself. Jordan still found ways to communicate and play with John, and they became even closer than they were prior to the accident. John always admired his brother's upbeat attitude and warm energy, despite his circumstances. The doctor said for Jordan to go through a normal day, it required as much energy as it does for an average person to run a marathon. As John entered his teenage years, he never forgot their shared love of the samurai, and over time his fascination turned to deep admiration and lasting respect. He began to think more and more about pursuing it in his future. Finally, when he turned 18, John bought a one-way ticket to an ancient city in Japan, intent on fulfilling his boyhood dream. He enrolled as an apprentice to a small community of samurai who lived outside the city walls, practicing their timeless traditions. There, he knew he could become a samurai archer. When John arrived, he was greeted by a friendly old sensei named Akira. He helped John unload his bags and get settled. As they walked the grounds, taking a look at the advanced training areas and shooting ranges, John grew more and more excited. This place was amazing. He couldn't wait to get started. But the next morning, Akira gathered the newly arrived apprentices and informed them of their first task. For the rest of the morning, they would chop wood and carry water. John was surprised and confused. He addressed his teacher with the proper title of respect that they had been taught. Akira Sensei. What do you mean? The old man explained that their community was outfitted with every modern convenience, except for heat and running water. Instead of using gas or electricity, they burned wood for heat when the weather grew cold. And in order to use the water in the bathrooms and kitchen, it had to be brought by hand from a well outside. Thus, in order for the community to use water and stay warm during the winter, the community depended on everyone to chop wood and carry water. But when will we get to shoot? John wondered aloud. Akira just smiled. Shooting will come through soon enough. But first, you must chop wood and carry water. John was frustrated, but he obeyed. He trusted his sensei's wisdom and knew that in time, they would move on to more exciting things. What's going on, Mr. Morgan?
Okay, I thought you were reading.
No, we are. You're on. Say hello. All right. So, we got a few reflection questions that we want to discuss. Yeah, never stops. Heavy lies the crown. So the first question we want to reflect on is, what type of obstacles have we had to overcome? Certainly we see in our story with John, He is battling some significant adversity. Obviously, this relationship with his brother has changed due to events outside of his control. And I think we all have obstacles in our journey that we have to overcome. So I just want you to take some time to reflect on what obstacles have you had to overcome. The second question is, in our daily lives, what are the basics we have to master in order to be successful? The proverb, the ancient proverb that they're reflecting and going back on is, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water, and after enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. The idea there being, on this journey where we're all pursuing the best we can possibly pursue, the basics stay the same. If you are diligent and faithful in the small things, the large things take care of themselves. And a third is a question that I want you to ask at the outset of this book study, and that is, what are your dreams? What are your aspirations? It can be here, near, and far. It can be here at Beech Grove Middle School, near transitioning to the high school, and far for your life. What are the things that you would like to accomplish? And I think it's good to think about those things. So, take some time to reflect with your I Succeed teacher. Appreciate you being here. We got, chapter 2 is probably one of my favorites. It's definitely the one that I go back and I focus on the most. I'm really excited for chapter 2 next week, but we wanted to get this started. I hope you have a great Friday. Chop wood, carry water. Go low.